going on, everybody? It's Great Scots. This is Grand Tacticians, the Civil War, 1861-1865. I'm hoping that everybody can hear this reasonably well and that we have a pretty good mix between the microphone and the in-game audio. Hopefully we do. Anyways, I'm back in business here, and we're progressing very slowly. So I think I mentioned this in the last video. I opted into the beta, which is the development patch for Grand Tactician. Remember that the game is in early access, if I didn't just say that, well, I'm saying it now. And if you opt into the beta, you get to preview and play through and bug hunt for the developers what the next patch is going to look like. So if you want to be part of that kind of creative, interactive process, I'd encourage you to do so. But that's what I'm playing, so that's what you're seeing. My guess is probably by the time this goes up, this is probably going to be the version that's live to everyone. I don't know. Couple things worth mentioning here. One is that now the war kind of starts at the right time. Actually, we're just recruiting, so we can move it up a little bit. Last time the war would kind of start in early March, no matter what you did or didn't do. This time it went all the way to, I think it was April 13th, 14th, before Sumter was attacked. There's really nothing I did to instigate that. It's just the way that it happened. The developers have to push the game forward, the story forward, so that you can actually get into fighting. Otherwise, you're just staring at a map. So it was a little tedious just watching March and April roll by. But it wasn't bad, especially when you're on 10 times speed and you're looking through things. I'm not going to click on it now, but I mentioned in my comments to the developers that when I clicked on production, it seemed to freeze the game. Although after about 20 seconds or so, the game would become responsive once again. And so I'm not going to do it here. But otherwise, everything looks right. You can see that the finances have been keeping up so far. Right now, I'm doing my familiar tactic of focusing on industrialization, agriculture. I'll probably be leaning towards funding. I'm thinking that maybe diplomacy makes more sense. I do have the money to go up for 2 more policies. It seems like that as the game gets more polished, I'm going to be cut off from weapons, and I'm going to talk about recruitment in just a second here. But I'm not there yet, right? This still isn't the full version, so I'm not worried about playing optimally. I'm kind of just seeing what's going on out there. Goods and trade. Maybe goods and okay. So goods and trade was not that bad, but it seems to be working all right. This information seems better than it was in older versions of the game. There seems to be more to it. I seem to remember in previous versions there'd only be about one country, kind of no matter what you did, and so now it seems a little bit more interactive, or not interactive, but it seems a little bit more informative, and probably a little bit more correct. These numbers might be right. So when the war broke out, I paused the game. First thing I did was go and recruit myself 3 armies. So I already had the South Carolina State Militia. This is kind of where they started. You guys are supposed to be moving. You're supposed to be moving too. I'm sending them up, well, you can see to Lewisburg, and then I recruited 3 armies. So in Richmond, it's called Rhett's Army. He was the original commander, and I immediately replaced him with Joseph E. Johnston. You can see by the end of this, he's going to have 46 guns and 12,000 men. Most of his troops came from Virginia, including West Virginia, which isn't a state yet, North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't think he took anybody from Georgia. Then, I haven't named any of these, because again, I'm not really into the fluff at this point, because it's still a work in progress. I really don't want to get invested in a campaign that's not gonna really go anywhere. But then I created, this is my kind of center army, or the Army of Tennessee. Here, I don't know if it's Coke or Cock or whatever it is, or something else. He's actually pretty good in terms of the numbers they give him. And so I figured, all right, well, what the heck, we'll put him in charge here. And he's getting an army. And then I thought maybe for a Western army, is kind of close to the Army of Tennessee. This is actually, McCullough actually is the guy who usually starts in the other versions, the Western Army, I think he starts over in... What is this? I can't even read this because of this thing right here. Carrollton, I guess. I think Carrollton or Fort Smith. This is not too far where he starts anyways. That's not why I chose him. I chose him because his marks were pretty good, and so I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. The Missouri State Guard is outmanned. Not outcannoned, but the Union force here has about 2.5 times their numbers. I know they're not showing up now because I'm talking about them. All right, there we go. Holy moly! So, they did not have 13,000 men a minute ago. That's not correct at all. It was 4,000. And I was like, oh, well, you know, 2 to 1. They didn't have any artillery, but I was like, yeah, those 6 guns probably aren't going to make up for 2,000 men. So, I'm pulling these guys back just to preserve them. I'm going to have them fall back on Nashville. I'm going to have Chase's militia. There's not much there, but they're kind of moving up. We'll see what happens. I should really kind of see what the Union's up to. Get under these clouds here and see if I can see anything important. I generally like to push pretty hard at the beginning. If you've watched any of the other CSA, he goes for Union too. I think I was in Richmond by the end of the 3rd episode or something like that. So it's not particular to any one section here. But our army in Virginia is coming together somewhat slowly. Yeah, it is somewhat slowly. But it's only been a few days. It looks like Army of Northern Virginia, right? That's the Union Army of Northern Virginia. They're there. They have other armies in corps up here. I'm kind of excited to see how this patch goes. I know that I'm supposed to play with the Navy and all that stuff, and I guess maybe I will do some of that finagling off screen, but I'm not going to do it while the video is running. But I did just want to kind of fill everybody in as to what was going on. I'm going to go ahead and pause it. You know, I should have probably waited until that came out. I don't really like recruiting people on 1-year contracts because, I mean, as if I've ever gotten close to playing a year. I haven't, so. But you'll notice that the music is playing all the time. That was actually fixed in a previous patch that went live to everybody. That's not just this patch. But it's very nice, and they fixed the bug where, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know it yet that it's been fixed. But between some loading screens, when there's the loading screen music and the in-game music, what we're hearing now. So on this map, we get music all the time. On the battle maps, the last battle I played, well, it wasn't this campaign, because the war just broke out. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to play in battle, though, which is, I don't know, a little disappointing. I wish you had an option to turn it on. Maybe you do. This is really one of those things I should have checked out. Yeah, I mean, if this is always here, right, they only have map scroll speed. Yeah. I mean, if this is always the option, I wish we had this option on the battle map and just turn it off if you don't want it. Anyways, here we are. And once we have our forces, I think it's going to be maybe something similar planned. Yeah. This army's taking a long time to form. Let's see if this is actually correct. Right, so there's pretty much nobody there yet. 3 days, 1 day, 12 days, 15 days, and 8 days. No, yeah, so nobody from lanes. 1 day, 10, 9. I'm a little surprised. I thought that army was mostly people from Tennessee and Kentucky. And so I'm surprised. Whoa! I'm not sure why that's so long, but it seems like the cumulative effect of maybe some of these delays is that things are going to slow down, and we certainly can't be that aggressive at the outset. The game no longer begins with preformed CSA armies that would pop. So if you played or watched any of the old campaigns, you would know that, all right, we'd start out with the 2 militias, South Carolina and Florida, And then once the war broke out, all of a sudden, I forget what there was, 3 or 4 CSA armies that were kind of already pre-made and you just built onto them. They've completely done away with that. It's, you know, the war breaks out and you have your, they give you the Missouri State Guard and then Florida and South Carolina militias, and if you want to do anything else, you gotta do it. So you choose where the army begins. They'll give you one of the CSA states, and it looks like they're gonna spawn it. Looks like they're gonna spawn it in their capital. I haven't moved them. So, anyways, that's it. I think I'm gonna pause this, take you off the video while some of the recruiting happens, and when there's something to show you, I'll go ahead and show you. Alright, so we might have a bit more to say. You can see some time has passed. We're already in early May. I mean, I've had other campaigns that were effectively over by early May, but the recruitment's taking a lot longer. The movement seems to be a lot slower. I'm not complaining, but I am observing. So if you're familiar with the game, it's not like it's a bug or anything. It's just it's a balancing thing. So, anyways, I said I'd bring you back when I have something to show you. So we were slightly ahead in the recruiting race, and now the Union is pulling ahead. I've taken the unusual step for me of upgrading the muskets of a lot of the men, not all of them, but probably about 2/3 of the infantry in each of the 3 armies. I tried to combine the militia with the 3 armies. I'm unable to get the drag and drop to work. Even on the map, when they're close by, I thought that I'd read that was an issue. I still can't get those armies to merge. I basically want to dissolve the 3 militia and just fold their units in here, or dismiss the rest of them and then have the rest return home and maybe to be recruited later. So we have a big army. This is not the... there was some army out here that was a joke. Maybe it was the Department of the West against the old Army of the West, and they would just absolutely stomp them in older versions of this game. They've been chasing the Missouri Guard out, rightfully so. Missouri Guard is pulling back, and I'm trying to send 2 armies to reinforce. I mean, McCullough's only about half together. Lane is much closer to being fully together, 17,500 men and 46 guns. Hopefully... so as Missouri State Guard pulls back, I'm now trying to get these 2 armies to move in and catch the Department of the West. I don't know that we will. I mean, originally my plan... Uh-oh, this seems stuck. This is stuck. I don't know if there's anything I can do about this. Let's see. This is help. Yeah, okay, that worked. So yeah, anyways, the original idea was to try to get Kentucky to secede. It's still a decent idea, and I guess that's actually probably what I could have the militia do. Actually, why don't I send... I mean, I don't know what else 1,500 men and 6 guns are going to do in Virginia. I think Johnston's army, I really got to rename it, so I'm going to keep calling it Rhett's army. They're probably going to need even more troops. I mean, they're staring down quite a bit. Department of Ohio, 25,000 men and 23 guns. And again, it looks like Johnston actually only has about 11,000 men and a little under 70 guns. And so that alone would be a very difficult haul for Johnston. So I think I'm going to do some recruiting there, pursue some quantitative as well as qualitative improvements. We're running at 4 times speed. It's still really slow. Their national morale has dropped ever so slightly. Finances, you can see both of ours are tumbling. Technically I still have a surplus, I guess. I mean, not I guess, I can see that I do. So that may lead me... I'm still not really clear how production works. I'm thinking of maybe choosing some of these acts. I hesitate to do the tariff act only because I'm not sure that my own industries need to be protected. I'm not sure that that's really the issue. The issue I think is going to be supplies. Impressment, maybe, I don't know. Because I did not take Apostles of Disunion, and it seems like support matters quite a bit. I think on other versions of this campaign, earlier versions of this campaign, I think I remember we had about 125, 130,000 volunteers at the outset, and I don't believe that. I think we had closer to 80,000 this time around. I don't recall honestly what it was, but it seemed less. And this is even with spending on recruitment being present, and some on trade war, which I usually have all the way down to 0. This time I'm taking it somewhat seriously. Not super seriously, but you know, somewhat. So that's where things stand. They must be on a train. Yeah, we're up to King Cotton. More slave workforce. Oh, we got Kentucky to secede. I guess it's just taking Louisville. Because I gotta slow down a little bit here. Yeah, I don't think we had either Lexington or Covington. And I certainly don't have them now. Industrialization 3. So now we're questioning the future of slavery after just pondering a news article that maybe it was to increase because of King Cotton. Well, we don't know. So I'm a little worried. No. Oh, they can't go that way. Then yeah, maybe that's the best move. So they're withdrawing. I'm a little worried that these armies are separated. I'm particularly worried about Dunavant's army. Because their numbers just aren't there. And we'll see. But I think the bigger concern has got to be out here. We've got to have at least some pipeline of men. And it looks like the Department of Ohio is going to start the process of forming West Virginia. I'm not going to say there's nothing I can do, because I think what I'm going to do is maybe move over to meet them. After we get some troops going here. Let's see what's queued up. Okay, they got mixed muskets. So there's still a lot of mixed muskets in this one. I don't know. So there were a lot more options before. I had Springfield musket, Springfield rifle musket, and I had the Mississippi. Now maybe we just bought them all. You know, these look pretty much like, I mean, some of the numbers are similar to the Springfield, although the Springfield musket is not the rifle musket, has only a 250-yard effective range. I'm trying to get away from that. I mean, this has 400-yard range. It's 825. Springfield musket is 707. It looks... I would take the range of the reboard muskets. So that should be that. 6-pounders or not. Production and import. I wonder if they're all 6-pounders. Kind of looks like it. Huh. I feel like on previous versions of this, there were at least some Napoleons. Well, we'll do that. Whatever, we'll move to deficit spending, I'm sure. Well, we actually have a lot of financial options I haven't taken yet, so we'll see about that. muskets. These all still say mixed muskets on them. 250 yards. I'd rather have these. Those. Okay. My guess is the Union forces can afford all this stuff as well. And I never know what our finances are going to be. Transportation, we can jack up a little bit. Agriculture, industry. Yeah, we're going to need all that. But I want there to be some... Oh wait, so the Department of Ohio seems to have given up now, or maybe was never intending to separate West Virginia. I don't know. I also don't know if states can be like reincorporated back into the Union. I mean, if I only have to take 1 or 2 cities to get Louisville out, and we'll see if there's a similar process at work. I'm a little worried that McCullough is going to end up in combat before he's ready. Also kind of seems like everybody just stopped moving. I guess that's not true. I'm going to take it off video because this is not probably terribly interesting. For anybody that's watching, it's a little bit to think about while you're actually playing, but I want to see if this develops into an engagement, and then where things go after that, if anywhere. I'm trying to also count the Union forces, if there are. We're about, okay, so there's about 68,000. So we know that 25,000 are there. I think 16,000 or so were here before. Reported. So that tells me where 40,000 of them are. Where are the other almost 30,000? And that's kind of important to know. I know that there were Corps and armies hanging out up here. Right, 1st Corps, 7650, 25th Army, 7686. I mean, that accounts for some of it. But I'm not sure where the rest are. If we can get a 2v1 going on here, I'm pretty happy with that. If we can't, we can't. I may not want these guys falling all the way back anymore. It was an idea. Alright, I promise to take you off and bring you back when something more interesting happens, so I will do that. Well, folks, I said I would pause you until I had something to show you. So, here we are. I'm not sure if these numbers are right. I tried to time it. So this is kind of on the Mississippi. This is the 2v1 I was looking for. And, yeah, we'll see what we get. I don't know what the timing is going to look like. I don't know, vigorously timing, Missouri... Department of the West, 17,000 men, no artillery, green morale, supplies, outstanding. That's fine. That's good. Good. All right. So we're on the Bull Run map. We got blue stars up here. We have a blue entry exit point. So for some reason in the past, the computers liked this area up here in and around Sudley Springs. I don't really like it, but that's them. It looks like we have some troops down here. So this is Cox, whatever his name is. He's down here with about 18,062 guns. If they're saying 39,000, that means they expect the other CSA force to enter, or to at least possibly enter. I don't think that they would enter from this direction. This is strange. Basically, the armies were conjoining from the east and west, heading towards each other, and the Union Army was coming south. And so, if this is where they are, I would expect actually my other army to enter up top, but I don't see them there. So I'm gonna do the thing I normally do. If you don't watch these before, I'm gonna get set up. Kind of want to see what. All right, so we generally have. All right, he's not got great muskets, but qualitatively, these are pretty good units. I think I upgraded one artillery to Napoleons. Yep, there they are. And then we have our. They still have shotgun. I have got to remember to upgrade cavalry weapons, because giving them shotguns is almost dooming them to irrelevance or forcing them to charge. So that'll be something I'll work on after this. But I'm going to go ahead and get set up, and then we're going to have a battle, so that I know there's a lot of talking, a lot of map watching early on, but to make this video worth it, I want to get this tactical battle in. Alright, so I think we have our engagement. Well, not exactly. So the Union did, as the AI likes to do on this map, they did their bit of trickeration. Let's play. Let's see here. All right. So we're off. We're trying to move the main line and move the artillery as well over here. I don't know exactly where we're going to meet them. I wonder if they're on the road going to this victory point. I doubt I'm going to get too far out. I'm just really not sure what's going to happen here. Try to hold these guys up so that the main line kind of gets into position. We'll go from there. I don't know if I said it earlier. I've said in other videos, it just doesn't seem like the skirmishers really do anything on their own. I was able to detach them, and that is Hood's full brigade of cavalry there. Let's see why it sounds like. Okay, now we have some sound. It sounds like we didn't have sound at all. I mean, I know it's not the campaign map with the pop and beats, but still, I would have expected something. I wonder if there's an option. Is it an option? No, it's just not even here. What happened to feuds? Oh, that is disappointing. That is actually really disappointing. Yeah, I think after this map I'll see if I can go ahead and turn. I think I've run into this in other campaigns, and I think the answer is yes. I think I can, retroactively turn feuds on, or after the campaign has started. That's a little maddening that you kind of have to manually turn it on. I mean, if you don't want it on, turn it off. But if you don't want feuds on, you're playing the wrong game, right? There are other games you can go and, everybody does what you say, but that's not this game. Alright, this game is a bit slow if we leave it on normal speed. Again, anybody who's watching is like, oh no, it's too much. It really isn't. Rarely ever do you have to pause it unless you want to. Alright, so the good news is, man, artillery. I don't think these are both horse artillery. I thought only one was horse artillery. I don't know. They're absolutely booking it. What I tried to do for all three armies, was to give them kind of one brigade of regular artillery and a brigade of horse artillery. Did that? I don't know what is going on with Hood. Couldn't tell if he had the order to. But these guys look like two brigades. Brigades or battalions? Battalions of horse artillery. It's more than I need. Or I'm sorry, it's not more than I need. I thought that the trade-off for horse artillery was that you get less. I don't actually know if that's true in terms of the guns, but I figured I would have some be mobile, and then just other battalions would be huge. That was, you know, what passes for logic when I'm thinking. Alright. So there they are, there they are. It is very nice when you have units that have more than mixed muskets. I mean, if you want to do some skirmishing, and again, if you've watched any of the videos, you know I do. If it weren't for skirmishing, I don't think I'd want a battle. Maybe skirmishing and artillery. I wouldn't win a battle, but Oak Forest is taken. What is that group? That group is mixed muskets, so they probably should be on the flanks or in the rear. Where do I want this artillery? You didn't ask that, but I was thinking it. Well, I think where are these guys getting into position? All right, pretty close to the artillery. I like the Coke's radius. I mean, that is a great command radius. Should speed up some of what we're doing. So what are we looking at? 150 casualties on their side. They're saying none on ours. It could be true. It could just be a delay in orders or a delay in intelligence. But I'm okay with that. Alright, we're going to focus on that. Okay, they're not quite right yet. Yeah, it's just the oops. No. Shoot. Put these guys up here. So it looks like now they're doing fine. Let me concentrate on the center. So I was experimenting in the previous campaign with giving my skirmishers the perk was the entrenchment one, Ace of Spades, right? And I don't know. I don't think I did really well with it. I'm actually thinking about. I mean, there was a logic to it that if you could do it quickly and you could entrench, they could really hold up lines well. And I think to some degree they did do that. But it didn't seem like there was that much of an advantage. And I feel like these guys should probably just be sharpshooters. All right, they're getting wrecked. Yeah, I think what we need to do now is start recalling some of these groups that are all centered up. Over here is okay because we kind of have a 2v1. But I think it's time to get the infantry lined up. I don't have them in a very good line right now. Maybe right here, and we'll get the artillery, which has been detached. Get them lined up there. I think there's a little bit of a hill here. And, you know, Hood shotguns, I don't know at all what to do with those. Alright, go like that. Let's see what this gets us. These guys are getting lit up. We gotta get back. They gotta move back because they look like their morale's about to go. Can I get them Iron Discipline before they rout? Nope. I can't. Too bad. Alright. Parent units way back there. Try to get them to recall their skirmishers, see if that works. an eye on these guys. More than I have. They're doing alright. They're not doing alright. They really need to be recalled. I'm surprised they took such a pounding, but there was a lot of lead being thrown at them. And so, yeah, it's about 3-1. That's alright. Okay. I don't think they're going to do well for long, because I think they're going to be outranged. Let's see if we can just pull straight back. Have them hold up there. Since everybody else is pulled back, it doesn't really make sense to hang out there. Pull these guys back. Not doing it. They're not having it. So we might need to relieve them. Not with them. But maybe we'll bring these guys over if we can. Alright. They apparently saw a shortcut. I guess it's apparently much faster to move on that road than to march through that field. Actually, I think I'm putting the blame in the wrong place. I think it's my fault for leaving. It's probably part of their movement order, wherever that is, which is to use roads. Well, it says to speed up movement if feasible. Now, does that mean speed up movement if the commander knows or believes it will speed up movement? Or does the commander know, like, you will definitely get there faster if you do whatever? Alright. I don't know what this is. That's a nice flank shot. I don't know why exactly they're giving it to him, but it's a nice flank shot. So this was Ashby Jr. Right, they did not rout. They were just panicking. 12-pound Napoleon is lined up. 6-pounder field gun is lined up. What do I want to do with these guys? I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want these guys on the flanks. My line is getting there. I'm not sure. What was it, Breck? But I think Breckenridge's. Yeah, the whole group for some reason got upgraded. I don't know if that's because of the work of. Yeah, I think I might have to. I'm gonna have to pause this. This is something I'm probably gonna note to the developers in my next. This is what I saw. Pause it here and we'll get back to the action, but I'm gonna forget it. reinforcements haven't arrived yet. Alright, that little ditty was brought to you by me. Why aren't these guys actually in a line? Alright, they will be then. Everybody else looks like they're here. I really do wonder though if they give ETAs. I think I looked at this in a previous overview. Consolidated combat report. Consolidated commander report. What is this? So no ETA that I can find on when your reinforcements would be here. Those skirmishers are getting real close. It's an interesting idea. I think that's what you say in this circumstance, right? Interesting. What am I gonna do with the cavalry? Maybe I don't know. Ah, it's my mixed musket regiment. What do these guys got? Springfield? They're okay. See a reason to pursue if we have the range advantage. What's going on here, Evans? Alright. You seem unstuck. Oh no. I hope this isn't the commander stuck in a water bug. It's a real thing. It's not just something I made up, which is an understandable concern, but no, No, it's a real thing. Folks have experienced. I've experienced it as well. It's not just other folks, but let's try to get them up there. Over there. So there's Hood's detachment. Alright. So I guess that's one thing, is the detachment kind of rides ahead of the unit. Sure that I really want to hold on the left. I might go out there and posture like I'm thinking about it, but I don't love the idea. So we have these guys in a okay crossfire. Artie's really opening up on them. Maybe shift the 6-pounder over there. I don't know about these guys. I mean, if we're at range, I'd rather just pull back and do it like that. I'm not sure what you're at. So we're up to minor victory. Moving right along. Hopefully there's no friendly fire from this, but this is what the Napoleons want. They want a pretty clear... Whoa! It was a pretty clear field of fire. Until... Nope. Some idiot commander ordered those guys right in front. That's not a great position either. But Hill's Brigade is more there to just... kind of be. Since these guys have numbers, they ought to be shooting into this skirmish. Otherwise, we're letting them have a numbers advantage that we shouldn't let them have. These guys are just kind of peppering this flank. You know, if they're not going to push, we're just going to recalibrate. I'm not even sure if Evans belongs here. Might bring him a little closer to the action. That commander is still way too far away. Right about here would be nice, between the batteries. That would be good. This unit was ordered up, and they're just like, nope. Alright, so now they're pushing on the left. It's fine by me. Yeah, we kind of pulled off at some of the worst time there, but that's life. Because these guys have been ordered back to this side of the water, but... These guys are a bit fragile, it looks like. Let's move these guys up if we can. Continue that crossfire we have. That's a detachment, so they should be mobile enough to get up there. They're already okay. These guys really got to get in the game here. If they're not contributing, that's 2,600 Springfield rifle muskets we don't have shooting. That's not good at all. What's this? Pearson. Huh. This is saying that they marched off with 3,000 men, 50 guns, 50 cavalry, and 5 guns. But they haven't had any artillery. So I don't know how they marched off. Or cavalry, for that matter. It's a strange one. I'll say that. It's a bit of a strange one. Alright, these guys are alright. I think with mixed muskets, some form of discipline might be handy. I think it's just going to be a rough ordeal. Move those guys over there. I'll even move Hood up. I don't know if I can find Hood. Up there, there's the brigade. Up. They might be getting away. That's it's fine. So now we're up to major victory. They're in range, they're in range. They're pretty much in range. Yeah, I mean that's... I mean, I can't argue with 6-to-1 casualties. They're doing that. These guys are making... Oh, they do have the status of fire. I didn't see that. Understandable response. Yeah, they're gonna be gone pretty soon. We have to wait till this timer gets down to 0, but shouldn't be that much longer. Alright, so this is horse artillery. And they're retreating. Actually, let's make use of that speed and make sure we can shoot the whole time. Well, once we get moved up, we'll be able to shoot the whole time. I'm not sure what's going on here. This kind of still looks like a bug. So this is probably another one I'm going to have to document. The battle's almost over, though, and that's going to be the end of the video anyway, so I can probably remember that. But I think if we're in retreat here, we'll just go ahead and speed it up. We want to get our shots on while we can. And now we're up to major victory. I don't know if you can shoot HQs, and if you can't, why can't you? Hill is losing men. Now this is the Missouri Brigade that I thought before had been, and maybe it wasn't them that got a little beat up, but I thought it was Hill. Edge of their effective range. in a timer 14. I don't think we're gonna get too much in here. Wow, Evans Brigade took some casualties, including its detachment, which is off for continuing to push on. I'm gonna try to maybe get 1 or 2 last salvos in. Alright. Yeah, so in the end, about 3.5 to 1. I guess we took more casualties than we should have at the end when I was pursuing. It's obviously my fault. Hopefully that's not the game crashing. Alright. Our own losses are 736. Enemies believe we lost 2,500. Yeah, about 7 to 2, I guess, is the casualty. National morale dropped almost a percentage point. Our military experience rose 0.42. His name is Captain Battle? I think that's right, but it's still funny to read. Oh no. Don't stop at 98%. Okay, we're up to 100%. Let's see if we can load all the way back in. Yeah, we can. So that's nice now. When we started a few weeks ago, this is where things were. Now we're here. Does it have any effect on the likelihood of British? I mean, that just caused the morale to plummet. It was 98. I'm gonna turn this down. It was 98, I believe. So that should have been more. It should not have been that big a drop. And also, it doesn't. Maybe that is still a federal slight advantage. That's fine. I mean, but it is a very, very slight advantage. I think in the past, anything in here was evenly matched, but that's alright. Alright, I am going to end this video. If you've made it here, thanks for staying. I hope it was entertaining, and so long as this patch remains stable, I'm going to go ahead and play out this campaign. We're just past the midpoint of May 1861, and that was the first engagement that I was able to. I think it was probably the first engagement overall. So yeah, it was interesting. Pretty good sized battle.